Good afternoon. I'm here with David Brown, Executive Director of the Middlesex Land Trust, who is retiring after 15 years of service to the organization. So David, tell me a little bit about how you got involved.
Well, thank you, Tony, and I first want to say thank you to the Rockfall Foundation for this wonderful honor of the Tom ODell Distinguished Service Award. I'm incredibly honored to receive this. Thank you. I worked in real estate for almost 25 years doing affordable housing development and mostly transit-oriented development and urban and infill type of work because I've always been an environmentalist. And as such, I considered myself a redeveloper. But along came 2008 when the world melted down and I'd already been involved with the Land Trust and I had the opportunity to work with them. I found the best job in the world and I became what I like to call an undeveloper because everything we do ends up protected in perpetuity forever for everyone. And I'm really proud of that work.
Yeah. So you also served some time on the board, right?
I was originally a volunteer with the Land Trust and worked with the board, and that's how I was able to come in, work for the Land Trust to work with some problems and some issues, and that ended up bringing me into the role of Executive Director.
Okay. During your 15-year tenure, the Land Trust has acquired a significant amount of open space.
It's what we do. The Land Trust's mission is preserving open space, and we have preserved almost 2,000 acres, working with many of our towns, the state of Connecticut, the federal government, with the U.S. Army, the Fish and Wildlife agencies, as well as many foundations and other conservation organizations.
Why don't you tell me about some of the more significant preserves that are in the Land Trust holdings?
We have over 52 preserves. Some are very small, some are very large. Some of the larger ones are most significant for hiking, for habitat restoration, for passive recreation. My favorites are, I think, Michael Ledges, which is down in the Durham, Madison area. It's the first project that was ever preserved, where land was preserved by two nonprofit land trusts working together.
Interesting.
Another preserve that I really like is our spiderweed in southern Middletown. And of course, our Palmer Taylor Preserve in East Hampton is one of our flagship preserves. We also have a number of large projects that we're working on. We just preserved 150 acres in the Meshomassick State Forest. That's a project that isn't completed. We are also removing a major dam that will result in both a free-flowing stream and rehabilitated habitat. That's a major project, and I do hope to stay as a volunteer for the Land Trust to keep working on some of those projects.
And I know you don't do this all by yourself.
No, the Land Trust is an all-volunteer organization, and if it weren't for our volunteers, we wouldn't be here. Most of all, I want to thank our board of directors. Our volunteers, they're all volunteers, and they do a terrific job. Our stewardship crew takes care of our land, all volunteers, and we couldn't do it without them. But most of all,
when you say that, you're talking about maintaining trails, creating new trails, making the trails safe.
Dealing with trails, our infrastructure, working with invasive species on our lands, cleanup of trash, putting of signs, and not only that, but leading hikes and caring for the land.
Yeah, I know that increasingly more you are becoming a more active Land Trust. I know that has to do a lot with some new volunteers.
Yep, we've actually been working with many organizations to collaborate on workshops.
Matter of fact, I know that Rockfall and the Land Trust have cooperated together on some invasive removal efforts on both of our properties.
Yep, it's a new effort for the Land Trust in the last few years to try and work on habitat rehabilitation on some of our preserves. Invasive species are a real problem that we face with changes in our climate. And of course, we're always looking at protecting our fresh water and clean air.
And because David is part-time, he is here many times in the evening and was the last one to leave. So when he would lock up, I would get a text about the moat, and that the moat was filling and the crocodiles were loose. And that was my way of knowing that the building was locked and secure. So congratulations on receiving the Tom O'Dell Distinguished Service Award.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your friendship.
Pull up the drawbridge.
Right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.